tripod's being kind of stupid. Okay. Hold on.
Happy almost turkey day. Happy almost turkey day. We're ready to go.
I don't understand why the camera looks so weird. Why does it look like it's so like up our butt and around the corner?
Maybe.
Why are you guys so up our butts and around our corners?
Good question.
Get out of our butts.
We'll be fixed. We'll be fixing it.
Like, what the hell is going on? Hi, everybody. I don't understand what's going on with this tripod.
Maybe this is bent.
Yeah, I understand, but it should still work. Why is it bent like that?
I don't know.
You guys having fun yet?
Yeah, right? We're gonna get this all figured out.
Like, I feel like it looks like really zoomed in.
I don't know. Maybe it was some update or something.
Like, I feel like it's like...
Yeah. All right. So hello, everybody.
It's annoying because I feel like it's like cutting off the top of our heads.
Maybe you need to sit back.
So that we can eat back here?
Eat back like this. Hello, hello, everybody. Happy gobble day, gobble day. Rice looks interesting. Maggie cooked tonight. Maggie was the chef on duty. Thank you for the heart. She's getting ready. Is everybody ready for Thanksgiving? These look good. Should we put sour cream in them or? Wow, a lot of meat in them.
I made the Trader Joe's like birria taco meat. And when I made it, this is the second time I've made it. For some reason, I thought
That's good.
For some reason, I thought it said not to like thaw it. For some reason, I thought it said that like from the first time I made it, but then I opened it up, or pulled it out, whatever, and it said to let it like thaw in the fridge for an entire day before.
Oh, we're a little late then.
And it was dinner time.
Tastes good.
Hi, Joe. So, when I made it before, there was a lot of juice.
I was gonna say, last time there was a lot of juice, it seemed like.
I strained it, which usually with the birria tacos, there's like a saucy, juicy, kind of brothy, whatever you want to call it, on the side that you'll dip it into. But I put this on the stove and then got in the shower, and when I came out, all the juice was like cooked up.
It's good though.
So I mean, it cooked into the meat. The meat's juicy,
Yeah, it's really good.
but I didn't have any juice to dip the tortillas in. Usually, you dip the tortillas in the juice.
That's why I started, trying to do what was left in the pan.
You put it on. You put the cheese in. You put the meat in.
She's becoming a specialist at this. And she's doing a really good job though. These are amazing.
Try the old rice we got here. The old rice
Red
and
beans
beans.
and rice. Mm-hmm.
What are you guys having for a pre-turkey dinner?
Thanksgiving Eve. I know Christine already had hers last weekend.
Tacos or turkey?
She had her Thanksgiving because she wanted all her kids to be able to come. But she made a pecan pie. That's what they're having for Thanksgiving, which I love pecan pie. This is really good.
Oh, bebop. Can you guys hear the birds in the background?
Have I just not noticed it, or do they usually have this on the menus, like in Mexican places?
It was kind of a newer thing.
Because I never remember seeing, how do you say it, birria?
Birria?
Birria. I don't remember ever seeing that word like on a menu when you get Mexican. I don't mean just like Taco Bell or anything, but. This is good.
I made homemade biscuits and gravy for dinner tonight. Yum. Lasagna. Joe had lasagna.
Oh.
Yum.
Lasagna is always good. The second day, oh my gosh, when all the flavors go through it. I was hungry.
Me too.
But yeah, we got the desserts all made. Got some stuff prepped for Thanksgiving dinner. And I'm really excited for Thanksgiving, but I'm really excited for Thanksgiving to be over so that we can start getting into the Christmas swing. I don't know about anybody else.
Do you think the birds get noisy because they hear us talking over here or something? Because they were quiet.
I'll tell you, the birds are so
Duh.
smart.
11.
So smart. Megan's becoming, I mean, she's always been like a Dr. Doolittle, but she's really got them. I'm not sure whether they're wrapped around your finger or you're wrapped around theirs, but. So, out of curiosity, I've been watching, and so I can't wait to check tomorrow and Friday. I put things into carts on different websites, not because I'm going to buy them, but I'm testing a theory that they say, that they mark things up like just before so that they can say that they're like on this amazing sale. And I have been watching because I started this a few weeks ago. So I put some stuff like on like a wish list thing,
Thank you guys
and
for
it
all the
tells
likes.
you on a lot of the websites like if the price changes, and the prices have been gradually going up on these items. And so I want to see what happens with Black Friday if all of a sudden they just go back to the original from like 3-4 weeks ago. They're not things I'm going to buy or anything, but.
Oh, I'm full already.
It's good. Some people already have their Christmas shopping and stuff done.
You guys got that done yet?
I mean, years ago, Black Friday used to be like for real. Like, I mean, people would go out at like 3 o'clock in the morning, standard time. This is like pre-Amazon and stuff.
Excuse me.
Everybody made sure they bought the Wednesday newspaper before Thanksgiving because that had all the circulars in it, and it would have all the the sales for everything. And
Love
nobody
you. Hope you have good holidays if I don't talk to you.
and nobody really knew what was on sale. There wasn't any like spoilers out there, and you'd get those Wednesday.
Why do you burp like that? I don't know.
Those circulars,
I don't know.
I mean, there was families that used to like, plan their entire like Friday, like they clean it from Thanksgiving and stuff, and they were afraid to even go to sleep at night, that they wouldn't be up.
They thought they might miss the Black Friday fairy.
Yeah, so that they wouldn't be in line at like 2 o'clock because
Like Santa. They're
Yeah.
afraid to go to sleep 'cause they thought they might miss the
Yeah.
Black Friday parade.
Because you know they would go in some places like back then, like the Game Boy thing was a big deal and stuff, and new games that would come out, and they would come out in front of the toy stores and like they would give you a ticket, like the first so many people, and if you weren't there, you wouldn't get your ticket and you wouldn't get them. And but those were for real sales, like.
So I'm not trying to tell you to be quiet or anything, but I'm curious if we stop talking if the birds will stop. Should I go put their cover on, you think?
Is the birds chirping bothering you guys? I guess I'm so used to hearing it, I don't even like.
It's a little, they're getting a little much.
You can put the cover on if you want.
I think I might.
So it's supposed to pour buckets here all day tomorrow. And I can remember a few Thanksgivings years past, even when I was a kid, that like it would pour or there'd be like a big snowstorm or whatever. It's an excuse to hang out in your pajamas, but unfortunately, I have a feeling it might be affecting the Macy's Day Parade. Is anybody watching the parade in the morning? Anybody gonna watch that parade? And then isn't the dog show on tomorrow too? Isn't it Thanksgiving that they do the is it the I want to say pedigree
Purina?
is it pure no I don't think is it Purina? I want to say pedigree, maybe it is one of those big companies.
The Puppy Bowl?
No, well, I know they did the Puppy Bowl, but I think they do that earlier. And then I thought the big dog show, you know, the big AKC.
Is anyone going to be watching dogs on TV tomorrow? That might know.
Isn't that on Thanksgiving too? And the parade, of course, but it's supposed to be so nasty. They're saying it's really going to screw with the parade, the big Macy's Day Parade. Has anybody ever gone to that live? The Macy's Day Parade, you know, I'm sure it's like fun and all, but it's I don't know. I'm not a huge parade person.
Rice and beans
On
don't
TV
smell
they're
too
cool.
great.
Hmm?
Don't smell too good.
The rice? No. Those are really good. You made them really, really good this time.
Yeah, one thing about me, I always got a good taco.
Mm. And we do our Thanksgiving dinner early. So tomorrow we're going to be having our Thanksgiving dinner like 1:30. So
They're squawking again, even with the cover on.
well, and usually they go right to sleep or quiet right down when you put the cover on.
Maybe that was their last burst of.
Meg put a new little toy, not a toy, but like a little platform thing for them in there today. And they seem to like that right away.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for following.
So if you could only get one thing for Christmas, like if you had a wish list and you could get one thing, what would you, like if you were going to see Santa and Santa said,
I don't have a list of anything. So.
you have nothing that you want for Christmas? Because you already got the birds.
I don't know. I'm not asking for anything, so probably a motorcycle.
A motorcycle, there you go. Any particular type, or in case there's anybody out there that's wondering? But you don't want a real big one anyway.
Why are you barking? I don't want a real heavy one, no.
Yeah. Are they all like the same? I know there's different like engine sizes and stuff, but do most of them like get the same gas mileage and that kind of thing? Motorcycles. I know they all get good gas mileage, but
I mean, it's like similar to mopeds that they have like smaller gas tanks. But I don't know. That's a good question. Because I mean, I think there's like diesel motorcycles now.
I bet the original ones like over in Europe were.
I'm sure there's some sort of diesel or something. You know what I mean? That like.
Here, that's what I'm wondering. When they say that all the cars that are made are going to have to be electric, are they going to also do that with like motorcycles too? Are motorcycles going to have to be electric? Like, are all motorized vehicles going to have to be electric?
It's electric.
Woo.
Well, chat's boring tonight.
Yeah, what's everybody? They must all be like traveling or something. Is everybody traveling for the holidays?
I'm thinking we're gonna stop live streaming and we're just gonna start doing like 1 or 2 like mukbang and hangout videos a week on YouTube because live streaming isn't fun anymore and people are just like mean in the chat.
And they're not over on YouTube.
So yeah, I'm not really like having a good time. So
anybody that does enjoy
bye.
Anybody that does enjoy our content?
There's 2 people. That's why I'm like, I'm out of here. Out of here.
She said she's out of there. But yeah. Well, we weren't planning on coming on too long tonight anyway, because we still have more stuff to get ready for the turkey day, gobble gobble. And I'm just really excited to get the Christmas stuff out. I'm hoping that at 3 o'clock we're taking down all the fall stuff and bringing out some Christmas cheer.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, we're thinking as soon as my brothers leave, we got some totes to put the fall stuff that we have in.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna pack that all away.
Drag out all that Christmas stuff.
And bring out all the Christmas stuff.
I think tomorrow night too. Well, we'll probably have a fire going tomorrow anyway because it's gonna be damp and rainy and icky. Tomorrow night, maybe even while we're decorating, we should put on some like Christmas movies and stuff in the living room, or at least Christmas music.
I like Christmas movies.
I do too. I've been watching Christmas movies for the past couple of weeks.
What are you doing, Papagea?
On like Amazon, Prime and stuff. And they come out with so many new movies every year. And so many of them are corny. A lot of them are like...
Yeah, but some of them, like, there's 1 or 2 Netflix Christmas movies that came out like 2 or 3 years ago. But because I only watch them around Christmas time, it like, I guess because they're still kind of on the newer side, it's like the last few years, every time I watch it this time of year, it seems like almost new, but it seems new, but I know that I already like it.
Right.
So it's like there's one Christmas movie, I think you watched it, Holiday. with Emma Roberts, I think is her name.
I think I saw that one.
And she like makes like a like fake boyfriend to take to holiday dates.
I watched that actually just like in the past week or two.
And that's what like I don't even remember again. I don't remember like the intro, like the beginning of the movie, like, but I remember like the premise of it. And I know I liked it, so I'm probably gonna
watch it again.
I'm gonna watch that again. Might have to sign up for a Netflix account.
And the problem is sometimes, usually my free time is like, I'll turn on a movie or something before I'm going to bed, or while I'm in bed, I should say, and I fall asleep. But the beauty of like Prime and those is you can just watch it over again. It's not like the olden days when once a year they had Frosty on.
Oh, sorry guys, I had to blow my nose.
Or
I know kids today will never know the struggle of when Disney would only play like a holiday movie, like, because they had so many to fit in. If there was a specific one you wanted to watch, they would play it like one time that month, like at night, and then they would do it like one time, like during the day. But sometimes
when I was a kid, there was only one.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you didn't catch it at 7 Eastern Standard or whatever,
you better have your homework done, your whatever, you better,
then you were gonna miss it, and sometimes turn it on late. But then I remember came into like when I was in middle school, whenever they introduced like the TiVo, but it was like on the TV where you could go in and it would like come up with like the guide, and you could see when things would be on, but you could go in and like record it or something. We never had that, but all my friends had it.
You know what? It was at least the one my parents had after I had already moved out and everything. It was through your cable channel, but you had to have a special box.
Right.
You
and you could
just
only
have the
save
budget
like
box.
7 movies or something at a time. And I remember there was more than once I would have friends of mine that would go on and pre-record something, and then their parents would be mad at them the next day because it recorded over something they wanted to watch.
Right, yeah, because there was a limit. That was, and back then I guess maybe storage was a big deal. Like now, you have gazillions of gigabytes and whatever, but
I remember, back when.
Yeah, my parents got that after after I had moved out and stuff. But it was expensive to rent that box. My parents had it.
I swear it wasn't around until like the 2000s. Like it wasn't.
I remember my parents doing it when like the boys were young.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. So yeah, that's about right. When.
But. Yeah, like, so it used to be like, oh, you had to watch it when you watched it, and that's the only time it came on. Then, fast forward to, you could even, but I think there was, like, a loophole, like, you had to have the TV on that channel for it to record or something.
And you could only record on, like, one at a time. Like,
right.
On that one box in your house. And then all the other boxes in your house would be, like, satellite boxes. You know what I mean?
But then I remember it changed to like you could just set and record it and you didn't have to turn it on.
You didn't have to be there,
And so you could like TiVo it, like you could just schedule it to save and record it to watch it later or something, and then every other kind of streaming service slowly started to creep into. And I remember when Netflix was just DVDs that you got ordered to your house. I had a friend who had a subscription, and you could get like 5 a month.
Well, I think you could get as many as you wanted, but you had to pay more based on how many you got.
Well, what they had, they could get 5 a month.
Yeah. And then it came with like a return envelope thing. Yeah.
And the way it was like split up, it was like you were supposed to have each movie for like 3 or 4 days. At like the beginning of the month, you like picked 5 movies you wanted to watch. And they would send you one, and you would be able to keep it for like 3 or 4 days, and then you would put it back in the mail, I think, so that it was like 7 business days.
Yeah.
And then they would send you the next one. And then, but it was like every like 3 or 4 days or something, because they would give you like 5 a month.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like 1 a week. It was like a 5th one.
you could probably have one like in transit or
Right.
something. The there was the
And then those red boxes.
well, and then before that, Blockbuster. But
Mm.
man, where they used to get people was like the late fee, the rewind, be kind rewind thing fee. They used to charge like 50 cents if you didn't rewind it, and back then that was a lot, for not rewinding. And so, and people didn't want to burn out their VCR, so you used to have a rewinder. Do you remember that? So you'd plug it in, and it was literally just all the device did was rewind. You'd put your thing in, and you'd close it, and you'd hit rewind, and it just would rewind all your movies because it was expensive to get the VCRs repaired, and so you didn't want to burn it out just rewinding films.
But I remember there was times you'd be trying to rewind it and whatever, and all of a sudden the tape was
would
like
want to
coming
eat
out.
it. Yeah. Yep. And then, but they used to get people, and then if you didn't return it, or you said you lost it, oh my gosh, they would try to charge you like $100 and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think that's why we didn't go to Blockbuster much.
No.
I think we ended up just buying like
We
one
would.
or two DVDs a year or something.
Right,
And
we would buy every once a month or whatever. We'd buy one more and add, and I had like they had all like the Barney ones and all the Land Before Time, but then they started coming out with like the Christmas ones like Santa Claus is Coming to Town and Frosty and all those. So, and then they switched from that to DVDs. And so then those
Right.
became obsolete. And then everybody had them at their yard sales. All those VCR, and because then everybody was switching to the DVDs.
And then was the day of the portable DVD player. It looked like a little laptop. And
I
it
was
would have a
gonna
little
say,
screen. It was
but
just
all
big
you could
enough
do
to
on
sit.
it was play.
Yeah. Or you could put like CDs or
a
DVD in it.
Yeah.
I remember for a long
You had
time.
one of those.
I remember it was something I asked for like, I think I like all year asked for it for Christmas one year. And then I finally got one and was like, woohoo! Because it was like it was revolutionary. You could bring and watch movies out in the backyard, or you could
You used to like
whatever.
to bring it in the bathroom, on the bathtub.
Yeah.
She'd like to take a bath and put it. That's
Because you would just put a like rechargeable battery pack on
Yeah.
it. And
actually, I think I got that for you. Well, Santa got it for you, at a Black Friday sale. I used to get up and be the one there at 2:00 in the morning. So, I mean, the prices were crazy, but when stuff was sold out, that was back when, man, people would line up. I mean, line up.
and you really had to pick your store that you really wanted.
Yes.
Like, what's the most I can get at what store, because I'm only gonna probably make it into one that I'm gonna like guarantee
Get what I want.
you want.
Yeah, right. And I mean, people would be there, and it didn't matter what the weather was, and they'd be there with their coffee, and there would be a lot of times like 3 women that were friends, and then they would hold their place in line if one had to go to the bathroom or whatever, because you'd be there for like 3 hours.
I mean, a couple of years ago when we were in Florida, we went and there was big lines and whatever, but that was when they also kind of started just doing it online a few days before. You could
Yeah.
get the same deals and get it shipped with free shipping.
But
and
back
whatever.
then, they also did I remember like CVS would, if you went, you could get like a lot of free stuff, and like Macy's and a lot of them. If you were the first whatever people, then you would go but you'd have to go to the different departments and the different thing, and you could get these different free items, and they were nice stuff. But I don't think they're doing any of that anymore. Everybody just orders online. I bet there's nobody in the stores on Black Friday. They're all on their computers ordering.
Yeah. Well, why would you when you can get the prices just as good sitting at home?
And you don't have to
on
look for your
phone?
car and park it in traffic and yeah. But I mean, that wasn't a thing back then.
Yeah, times are changing fast.
Yeah.
Things were the way they were for like a while, and then this 21st century or whatever you call it, 2000s have been.
I mean, we were doing Instacart for a little bit yesterday, And it was so crazy. We got this one order. It came in. It was one item going just a couple miles. And it was literally like $24. Cookies. Somebody wanted these cookies.
Just slice and bake cookies.
Slice and bake cookies that it only makes like 12 little cookies. And it's like, really? And that's on top of what, that's how much we got. So I can only imagine how much they paid. It was nuts. It was crazy. I'm like, we were actually going to get off. And that came in, I said, we have to take this. It was crazy.
Yeah, and so we talk about that all the time. It's like, what the heck? Like, people, like this Instacart and Uber Eats and whatever, it's only in the last, like, 5 to 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
What were people, like, I remember, too, watching, what was her name? Crap. I'm blanking. Like, Meredith or something? I don't know. There was this blonde YouTuber that I used to watch. No, it was Grace Helbig. I remember watching a video of hers, like, probably, like, 12 years ago now. And it was when Amazon Prime was trying to do basically what Instacart and whatever is doing now. Maybe it was even a Colleen Ballinger video. Maybe it was the two of them together in a video. I don't know. But they were, like, cooking. And you could Amazon Prime, and it would come, like, within the hour, like, anything that the Amazon warehouse had.
You had to live within so many miles to be able to get it that fast.
Yeah.
But it used to be, when you were Prime, you had it within 24 hours anyway.
Yeah. But it included all types of, like, food and stuff because Amazon owned Whole Foods or whatever it was.
Well, now they do, yeah.
Or they were in partnership back then, or
yeah, there was something going on.
Maybe it wasn't 12 years ago, but it was a while ago. And I remember watching that video and being like, what? Like, she's in the middle of cooking and she just went on Amazon and ordered
brown sugar or
cream
whatever,
and cheese and lettuce that she forgot to get. Like, and then she in the middle of the cooking video, knocked on her door, and someone came and brought it, and she, whatever. And I remember being like, whoa. But it's like now, and what did you do then? You would have to call a friend or hope that someone else
neighbor
was
had
home,
it,
or that neighbor that you could, because you can't just like drop
borrow a cup of sugar next door.
You can't just like drop what you're doing if you have stuff on the stove and go get more ingredients.
Well, I mean, like, I remember, like, I mean, our area is a little slower than some areas. Like, we got like Uber a little later than some areas and stuff. But I mean, we've had it for a while, of course. But I can remember maybe, like you said, maybe like a dozen years ago or so, we were watching a YouTube together. And because she was doing YouTube back then, but I wasn't. I was just watching with her. And I can't remember who they were, but there was some big mukbangers on, back when mukbanging was a huge thing. And they had ordered from, you know, whatever the service was. I don't think Instacart was a thing or whatever. It was probably like some type of a DoorDash thing. And they had ordered from like 4 or 5 different places. And so they're on. And there kept being knocks at the door. They're delivering all this food. And I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, we were lucky if we could get Domino's where we lived.
Right. Yeah, and even then I remember in our town, it's funny, I don't understand, because we are in Rhode Island, and we're in like one of the smallest towns in the country, and I remember you would call Domino's, and Domino's, it really wasn't even like deliver. 10 miles. They wouldn't deliver to what's called like the 5th Ward, which is like a little neighborhood like on the ocean, whatever.
They wouldn't, I think they wouldn't go more than like 4 miles or something like that. And we were like 5 miles or something.
They wouldn't go anywhere near, but I think it might have had to do that they were trying to avoid deliveries at the college that was near there.
Well, it was also back then when they guaranteed it within 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And then people were getting in accidents and all, remember that? When they used to guarantee, Domino's used to guarantee 30 minutes or your pizza was free?
Yeah. But yeah, and so it's so funny, like before, it used to be like, oh, like, I'm not even 10 miles, like, from the pizza place, and I can't, like, pay to have it delivered or whatever, like,
We
and
went
now,
5 miles.
and now, we get Instacart order, whatever, for, like, 35 miles, and it's like, you want us to get you chicken and drive in the car 30 miles with it before it gets to your fridge, like, and put it on your front doorstep, and hopefully you get to
Get it before the coyotes do.
soon, and
It's so crazy. I mean, but people, and it's not just children doing this either. It's not like, oh, well, my parents are out and said I could order dinner or something. You know, my parents were going out for dinner, and so that, you know, they're ordering something. I mean, it's adults too that'll be like, oh, I'm in the mood for just a pint of Cherry Garcia Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
But what's crazy is, like, the same people, because, like, sometimes we'll go in for a full day of, like, DoorDash, you know, delivery driving, if you will. And so we'll be on, like, you know, 9 to 5 or whatever. And there's some people that will order Dunkin' delivered for breakfast. They'll have some sort of sandwich or McDonald's or something delivered for lunch. And then they'll
Chinese
have
or
some sort
something
of
for dinner.
Chinese pizza, 99, steakhouse, something like that, delivered for dinner.
And we will deliver to that same person 3 times in a day.
And, like, multiple times a week.
Who can afford that? Even though they're not great tippers. But still, what they're paying just for the delivery so many times. And it's more expensive when you order it online than going into the menu.
We started saying we realized maybe some of them have, like, the memberships and stuff, though, that they don't necessarily have to pay the delivery fee every time. And so it's...
Yeah.
They're just paying for their food and the tip.
Yeah.
But still, who has enough money to, like, multiple times a week eat out for every meal?
A day.
Yeah.
Never mind a week.
Right.
It's crazy.
I don't know. But
I don't know who can afford to do that.
But not even necessarily, like, the affording it part. It's just, like the extreme luxury that used to be that type of thing. Like I remember, like, when I was in high school and being like, oh my god, I'm gonna beg my mom to, like, come bring me McDonald's or something. And you never would. And, like, very few parents
I did a couple
would.
of times.
Like,
yeah.
no, you didn't. Like, very few parents. It was like kids, like, being like, "Well, like, can you come bring me lunch?" It's like, no, eat the school lunch or bring something.
I think
whatever.
like on your birthday or something when you were in like elementary school or something.
But or like when you're a kid, it was like, oh my god, like, can we scrounge up enough change to, like, go walk to Wendy's or whatever?
Yeah.
And see, like, and now it's just so crazy that, like, kids in high school, like, have their parents' credit cards connected to an Uber Eats or a DoorDash
and now they have a teen, like, account that's linked to the parents.
Like, I could not imagine being in high school right now and say you have, like, a fairly well-off parent or something and being able to, like, imagine if you
$30, $40 2-3 times a day.
Like, imagine, like, they're like, oh, Teach, can I go to the bathroom, whatever? And they go and meet their DoorDash order
with their Starbucks.
With their donut and their coffee. And they walk back into class with it. Which, I mean, in fairness, there were a lot of people that I went to school with that would be late to school because they went to Dunkin' before
on
school.
the way.
And they would be signing in late with their coffee. So, you know, maybe it has its pros and cons. Like, if the kids are showing up
versus having it delivered is like a quarter of the price.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
so,
obviously. But, like, I remember, like, in school, like, posting on, like, my Snapchat story and being like, oh my god, will someone come bless me and bring me a coffee? Or, like, something, you know? And now it's like, oh, I can just boop, 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 and Shannon's on her way with my Dunkin' order. And
I mean, I have, as you guys know, or may not know, 3 kids. Can you imagine if I had 3 kids ordering, 2-3 times a day or whatever? Oh my God. You'd have to be, like, super, like, wealthy.
Well, but too, like, if you think about it, like, because I hated school. I was really bad. Like, I was always like, Mom, come pick me up. Like, no, I don't want to, like, I don't want to stay after school for this, that I have to stay after, like, blah, blah, blah. I don't. So, like, in theory, if it was like, if you get up and go to school on time, whatever, I'll let you order a $20 lunch like once a week or something. If there was some sort of like, dangle the carrot, it might have had its pros and cons or whatever. But I mean, also the same as like, you could have been like, oh, I'll bring you lunch like once a week or whatever. But you never a kid to try and dangle any carrots.
But kids, in this country don't realize that it's actually a luxury to be able to go to school. A lot of countries, it's not. If you're not making the grades or whatever, they're like, okay, get out, you're working in a factory. Here, I mean, you can be 21 years old and still, getting a free education, until you age out of the system, I guess. But I think, I'm trying to think of how old, I don't know if it goes by the state, but.
You're allowed, you can, at least in this state, I remember I went to school with a kid that, like, kept failing, and so he eventually was 21 and a senior, and I remember he was dating a girl that I knew that I went to school with, and the only time that it was an issue was they didn't let him go to prom.
I was just gonna say.
Because they were afraid he was gonna be able to get alcohol.
And he could. I mean, 21.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in school, the drinking age was 18. But, I don't know. I don't think people did things to excess as much as they do now. I guess and I don't know whether we did things in more moderation back then. I'm not saying everybody was saints.
I think back then, people, I'm not saying there wasn't, like, alcoholics and people that were doing, whatever back then, but I think people had a little bit more fear of unaliving. I think people now are, like, a little too confident in, like,
well,
if something happens, I'll just get taken to the emergency room and, like, get my stomach pumped or, like...
Yeah. Well, back then, I mean, you also, parents used to, put kids on restriction. And there was detention at school. And they meant it. And those were things that really took place. They don't anymore. So back then, I think there was more... ramifications for bad behavior.
Right. And I think now it's more of like oh, Johnny, not again. Like,
dang it, not again.
Let's all
try to get better at this.
Let's all give him a hug and
hope
that he gets better.
Yeah. You know, come on, you did your homework once this year already. You know how to do it.
Yeah, I think there's, like, a false, like, confidence in some people these days that, like, and also, like, the, oh, it couldn't happen to me effect. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there, and, I mean, we didn't have, like, a lot of the DRUGs and stuff like they do now either, I mean...
Well, they were, like, the real... DRUGs. Now, it's just
they were that someone would take from someone's medicine cabinet.
It's just like the food. Like, DRUGs on the street now are so processed and filled with other things and scary things and cut and whatever you want to call it that
it's dangerous.
It's like say you're doing, like, the cola, for example.
Yeah.
Back so many years ago,
it wasn't
healthy. It's never been healthy.
No!
It's never been good. It's never been whatever. But it wasn't as dangerous.
Because it was what it was.
Now you think you're doing one thing, and
it's not.
It's
Yeah.
3 things disguised to try and make you think it's
Yeah.
this certain kind of powder
Right.
or whatever you're sampling,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. It's just crazy how.
Like Trump said, make DRUGs great again.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
Make DRUGs great again.
it's.
Woo-hoo.
It is. It's just scary. I mean, I remember Mary Jane was the big thing. Like I never did it when I was in high school or anything, but that was like, and I can remember some of my friends doing it, right? But when they got it, like they would have these bags, and they were loaded with stems and seeds.
Mm-hmm.
back then, and I can remember them saying, "Oh, we got to be careful because if you get a seed in there, and it'll pop, I guess like popcorn. I I don't know, but this is what I was told, and like you could get burned. Like it would like pop right out and stuff. and but now I don't think that's the thing. Like now, they don't want anybody to get the seeds because then you can grow your own and you've got this great strain. They covet those seeds.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we're gonna go get ready for Turkey Day.
Yes, we hope everybody has a great Turkey Day.
My mood improved so much as soon as I turned off the TikTok live stream.
Yeah.
They're just like little weasels over there.
Yeah. Someday they might grow up. Well,
It's
might
like
it's going away in another 6 weeks.
It's like
or so.
I don't mind live streaming on YouTube, but people will just say like the most like rude or like sideways whatever stuff in the comments, and you can't help but be like, wait, what?
They just don't have manners. They have no barriers. They have no, and it's just people I think on YouTube are more polite.
Yeah, I'm not giving anyone credit anywhere, but yeah, TikTok's just like a terrible place, and I think I'm done posting on it forever.
Yeah. But anywho,
Thanks
Believers,
so much for watching.
I know, and don't forget, we will always we're going to try to keep up doing our podcast. Posts up on Tuesday. I think we're going to continue trying to do lives on Wednesday.
We may or may not have a podcast episode the coming week because I don't know if we're going to feel like filming an episode. A lot of the podcasts I listened to took this week off or whatever, so
we'll see. If we got something to talk about and stuff, we'll do it.
yeah, but I might just be tired and full of turkey and I'm PMS, and so we might skip this week. So
but you never know. We'll see.
But last week was a 2-hour episode, so if you haven't checked that out yet,
that's right.
or our last episode, I don't know. We film it one week and it goes up another week, so it's
the
hard
one
for
from
me to.
Tuesday. We just posted it up yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we might have one next week. You never know.
We usually film midweek and then it goes up the following week. So tomorrow is usually the day we film on, but we'll see. We'll see.
We could film it Friday
We'll
maybe
see.
if we feel up to it. We
We'll
might be
see.
knee deep in Christmas decorations.
Yeah, we might be busy. So
We'll see.
catch up on the other episodes if you haven't yet.
That's right.
And we'll see you later.
Happy Turkey Day, everybody. I hope everybody gets full and stuffed.
Yeah.
Just saying.